no stranger to anger. With a stainless banger, I be a CE Ranger, incarnate danger. But my best friend was born in the manger. He tried to change me, but I ain't timeless. My times are the wildest, so I stay in this place with violence. In a 9-piece equipped with silence, I be sipping on Mises, but it don't really do shit for me. And I call on Jesus, but he won't empty that clip for me. And I met a winged figure in the rain in the gutter, said his name was Metatron, and he did not stutter. Said my destiny would be the best to be, and the recipe was a microphone and a mutter. My goodness, I'm covered in stains. Spend eternity smothered in flames. To the love of the game, what the fuck am I saying? I've been up in this. Yeah, my faith is endless, but sins are tremendous. And now I'm breaking the Guinness, running on this road paved with good intentions. When this sentence commences, I hope they ready for business. Sharpen the edge of my weapons. Every demon's damn near defenseless. I be like, where the motherfucking drink at? Where the motherfucking stank? Where the motherfucking pank at? Thought I was bringing that saint back. What in the fuck would ever make you think that? I've been living this legend. No, I've been living a lie. Probably be flipping a pie if it wasn't for the schism inside. I've been constricted with pride since I was a baby. Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. Which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
Wings and Draco.
Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me?
I know that we ain't grow up out the ground, but every time it get cold, niggas die like plants. Won't take my life, but you can take my nuts to the top of your chin, bitch. Suck my dick, stay ready for a punk ass pussy perpetrating ass player, hating on a nigga like me. Tryna X me out the game, but I got the most same. Man, I pledge allegiance to the motherfucking FN. Why your ass keep talking? Hey, you seen my closet? That's firepower. Bobby Bitter ain't seen too. Ever been these blocks? Might find dead cops in the nighttime. Bobby Brown ain't seen cool. I know niggas who will break in your house, take everything out your house, rip it up the foundation. Take it to the pawn shop, then buy a house on your block and move next door to you. That's some snake shit. Can't let niggas know your moves. Think of life like Kobe on coke, and you ain't LeBron James. This is the main reason why when I drop a mixtape, it is not a mixtape, it's a space age tape. Just saying, ain't even mean to toot my horn. Still walking, ain't even mean to drive my car. I set the roof on the floor, then kick it over when I kick in the door. Don't never feel odd when I go against the odds. I'm the whiz of the odds, where I even the score. Might find a Georgia peach. Life is a beast, but I'm like fuck it, cause I'm chillin' on the shore. So you want a piece of a little piece, but if I give you 2 fingers, you gon' ask for some more. That mean my pinky, my ring, my thumb, but you can't have him unless you gon' be a whore.
Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
Wings and Draco.
Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me?
all I wanna know, Wings and Draco, and Draco. All I wanna know, Wingo. No. Wings and wings and wings and wings.
She
flowing like gin. Off this gin, I'm melodic with the smoke in the air, and the smell is hypnotic. With a strawberry switch blunt with a whole lot of chronic in a pocket, with a wallet, with a whole lot of nada. I be stressed, but it got me in an ethereal mode, with a serious soul in a cereal bowl. Like I'm searching for the sunflower, I'ma go on the road, but keep my mind open infinite like the Konami code. Hip hop is my soul. Hope you looking when he's rapping. B-boy spinning to the beat like Mugen when he's scrapping. I'm jugging and I'm lapping on my way to Shangri-La, but some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Hear my battle cry, I might stay late and keep my fresh on the sideways 8. Yeah, I might make babes. All I need is some risotto and a cosplay chick that was born in Kyoto. Why? But that's a no-no if I ain't got that protection B. I keep my sword sheath, I don't need no BM stressing me. I wonder if there's a message, G, when I hear these new rappers. I ain't hating you rappers, but I prefer the boom bappers. It's the truth rappers, it's the war of the words, and I'm standing on top the castle representing the third. I guess you ain't heard, I'm following my destiny, following the god of fools, father to the death of me. A cross on my chest and resolve in my heart. Ain't shit you can do to bring a stop to this march, bring a stop to this art. You must be JK, and I grab the mic and get loud like an AK spraying, and I stay laying this heat over beats. I got the resolve of a beast, so girl, put your knees over these shoulders right here. They holding up the world already. Mujushin style stabbers got your girl all sweaty. Yeah, you mad, bro? My bad, I'm in my zone. Miyamoto Musashi with the microphone. The best squad in the city is watching my back. I might hit you with a two-piece like Mataza the Zap. I'm just talking that crap. I'm a peaceful warrior, and my flow Mega Man. I'll defeat and absorb you while I'm hungover off gin and soda. I'm a fucking hero, dog, man. I beat Genova. Word to Jehovah, right hand on the rhyme. The way I'm rapping these lines, so you can examine my mind. Take a step inside, don't be afraid. I'll let the beat lead me while I lead the way. And I seen today, as I read the sermon, that all I can tell you's only death is certain, but the way of the samurai is found in death. You might hear a lot of deep shit, but mine sounds the best. Yes, yeah. This one, baby. KV Anime on the beat. Hood Hemingway.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Knights of the Coffee Table. Hi. Hi, Sunrise. Hi, Stone Monkey. How you guys doing?
Hey. Look at Sunrise, dude. He's on fire and shit, bro. Sorry, I'm all high, bro. I didn't realize we were like live. That was good.
It's
good
fucking Tuesday. It's our only night we do like the live stream. And Vash was on earlier. Where the fuck did he go?
I don't know.
At least we put him in the. At least
he
we
must
put him
have
in the
had
picture.
something better to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the hell, Vash?
What not to do a stream that has nothing to do. He's probably sitting there fucking playing, I don't know, Diablo 3. He's all bragging about how fast he's leveling. And it's like, that makes a lot of sense given your internet connection.
Yeah.
Wait, what does his internet connection have to do with how fast he levels?
Oh, if you're, I mean, no matter what, if you connect to that server, if you're lagging, you're just going to teleport around and it's going to slow the game down.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's shitty.
It's not even a big game. It doesn't run off mostly local assets? Like, I don't understand. Why would that?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of server-side bullshit in Diablo 3.
Jesus. Just playing the game solo?
Yeah, if you want to play multiplayer, yeah. Yeah, online, yeah.
Yep.
A lot of it, they have to do it that way these days because if you don't, then you have people cheating all the time.
Too much and a lot. Too much cheating and a lot of it. That's what happened to Apex, and then they got rid of those fuckers, and then I still suck, so.
I played a lot of those types of games, man. I don't know. Diablo 3 is not the strongest of the what are dungeon crawlers? What do they call them?
Yeah,
I played Dungeon Siege, all the Dungeon Sieges, all the Titan quests.
Hack and slash dungeon crawlers.
Yeah. I haven't played Diablo 1 or 2, just 3, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Really? You missed out on Diablo 2, man. That was a great time in history.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, it still is. There's still a shitload of people playing it too.
Torchlight. I got into Torchlight 1 and 2 quite a bit. I don't know. Leveled multiple characters in all those games.
Dude, I remember in Diablo 2, like when that game was popular, that's when LAN centers were still a thing. I was working in the LAN center and people would pay $6 an hour just to be able to get on and log into Diablo 2.
Yep.
And go farm for their Stones of Jordan. They would do it for hours on end. Like they would spend $40 in one night just to play like 4 or 5 hours of Diablo.
Wow.
Yep.
I think Dungeon Siege 3 is probably the best one.
I know a buddy in high school that did that shit. He was crazy about it. And it was funny. I was like, God damn.
And Titan Quest is pretty fun too. And Diablo is good too, but I don't know. They're all very similar. Right down to like the gems, combining gems and stuff.
Unfortunately,
not a lot of variation with those types of games.
Right, unfortunately tonight we're up against Tom Pino is actually doing an interview on Doc Griffin's channel. I was hoping they would wrap up like in an hour or whatever, but they didn't. They're still going.
Still cruising.
Yeah.
I tried to let him know that Tom Pinoy is secretly working with the rapist dolphins, the Nazi penguins, and the interdimensional space alien child molesters. Nobody wanted to listen to me.
Yeah, they all brushed it off like
then they brought up Scooby 331. The FIB showed up, put everybody under warning about having cases. They just ignored it, man. They just don't know. Like, apparently they weren't around for the Friday night stream on this channel where Vash was tortured with jumper cables connected to his nipples.
Irate was there. He was in the chat. He was agreeing with you.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It happened. I was here. I came in all blazed as shit. Like, shit was going on, and I had no idea. And so I just kind of sat there, like, in awe. And then I ran away like a bitch.
I don't know what kind of hell there is to pay by talking about that kind of shit. I can't believe Doc Griffin brought it up.
I know.
Boom, boom, boom. Shit's about to get real, motherfuckers.
Dude, in actual gaming news, I don't have shit, but I do kind of want to bring up something political. Did anybody get a chance to watch Candace Owens in front of the House Judiciary Committee?
No, but I've heard much funny about it.
God, I don't even fucking like Candace Owens, and you know what? I'm going to bring it up on this stream just because when I saw that a few hours ago, I was just sitting there like, yes, I love it when people get up there, they say fuck you, but like one of the parts I'm going to skip if I play this, but nobody had any follow-ups for her. One Republican did, but all the lefties just stayed silent, except for one person that tried to disingenuously smear her by playing an edited clip about her Hitler response.
Well, it sounds like same old.
Yeah, but they did this in the House of Representatives while she was there live, and she gave them an ultimate fuck you. It was
I'm
great.
I'm gonna go back and watch that. It sounds pretty good.
Hold it, man. You know what? I'm gonna find it. Let's just put it up. It's just us talking right now, and Ryan will enjoy this.
Yeah.
Bump, dump, dump, bump, bump.
Booyah!
All right. This might take me a second. You guys can talk
God,
about
dude, it's been how the week's going. Fuck, the week's going slow, man. It's only Tuesday, which is great because it's a stream night. But fuck, man, slow week.
It's fucking Friday for me.
I know, you lucky bastard.
I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, so my doctor might be a little mad at me.
Oh,
but
lucky.
I just said, I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. This is just a refill thing.
Lucky.
He's gonna be like, dude, why is your like blood pressure so out of whack? And I'm gonna be like, I got fucked up last night. I'm on vacation. Kiss my ass, doc.
Lucky, you get to go to the doctor.
Yeah, and go on vacation for 5 days.
Super fun. All right, I'll just post the my circle in the Knights chat, and then I think I have this set up on this new scene I made.
Oh shit!
That's that new scene.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like any scene. It's good. It's always good. You always come up with something different. I like it.
It's like the fact that it's different is enough for me. All right, so you gotta skip around. You gotta find. All right, nobody cares about her or him. Actually, this guy right here that I have up.
This fucking guy right here.
Yeah, he was just sitting around bitching about Muslim imams hating on Jews, which is a real thing. But
look at that super old dude on the right behind him.
Oh, yeah,
he's like, this guy looks like, I think I'm in the wrong room right now.
No,
I think I stumbled into the wrong auditorium.
So that's Candace Owens's. That's her grandfather.
What's going on right now? Look at them eyebrows too.
Here we go.
And he has also had a Democrat.
Shit.
Stop hate and stop institutions from
I just want to go back home and watch my TV.
Well, but I was stopped.
All right, hold on. Here's the context of this.
Hey, this bullshit. I'm thinking this old dude. I don't care about the rest of this shit.
So real quick, the context behind this is today there was and you can see it. No, you can't see it. But this is the House Judiciary Committee decided that it was super important for it to have a committee hearing about the rise of white nationalism. Right?
Oh yeah,
the House is controlled
I did hear about this.
Yeah, the House is controlled by Democrats now. So you're gonna enjoy this because I'm pretty sure Candace Owens gave the best response you could give to anybody.
Was it, what the fuck are y'all crazy? Because that's an appropriate response. Y'all lost your goddamn mind.
Alright, I can't get to the exact spot. This guy's just gonna be like,
Speaker Pelosi, Leader Hoyer,
blah, blah, blah,
is this a dude crying about hate?
They hate Jews. You're retired. Go away.
Hey, tell me that.
I
was have a wrench. What the fuck?
Oh, dude, yeah.
What's up, September?
Somebody else log into the Nights channel so that you can wrench.
I got it.
Thank you for having me here.
I got it.
I'm reporting this.
All right, here it is. Here it is.
Here
Here it is.
Confused as to why I was
Pressing
invited,
women.
and none of them knew that
Hell no.
myself
Wrench
was a
related.
victim of a hate crime when I was in high
Booyah.
school. That's something that very few people know about me because the media and the journalists and the left are not interested in telling the truth about me because I don't fit the stereotype of what they like to see in black people. I'm a Democrat. I support the President of the United States, and I advocate for things that are actually affecting the black community. I'm honored to be here today in front of you all because the person sitting behind me is my 75-year-old grandfather. I've always considered myself to be my grandfather's child. And that means that my sense of humor, my passion, and my work ethic all comes from the man that is behind me. My grandfather grew up on a sharecropping farm in the segregated South. He grew up in an America where words like racism and white nationalism held real meaning under the Democrat Party's Jim Crow laws.
I like this lady.
My grandfather's first job was given to him at the age of 5 years old, and his job was to lay tobacco out to dry in an attic in the South. My grandfather has picked cotton, and he has also had experiences with a Democrat terrorist organization of that time, the Ku Klux Klan.
I want to go back home.
They would
Watch my
regularly visit his
TV.
home, and they would shoot
Okay,
bullets
but none of
into
this.
it. They had an issue with his father, my great-grandfather. During my formative years, I had the privilege of growing up in my grandfather's home. It's going to shock the
Who dat?
committee, but not once, a single breath of a conversation did
My grandpappy picked cotton.
because of my skin color. Not once did my grandfather hold a gripe against the white man. I was simply never taught
This
to
lady-
view
this lady's
myself
not having
as a
it.
victim because of my heritage. I learned about
She's
faith
like,
in God,
Shit, she's-
family, and hard work. Those were the only lessons of my childhood. There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist,
You know, that's funny because my ancestors owned plantations, but you don't see my happy ass owning any land.
sent around today because what they want is that
I might have to.
Well,
I don't know.
the narrative that we hear every 4 years,
like,
right ahead of
you know,
the
it's,
election.
I don't know.
I think there's members of my family who fought for the
75%
South in
of
the Civil
black
War.
boys in California don't meet state reading standards. The inner
Like,
cities-
part of my family is, like, Germanic, and then the other side of it's Irish. So,
I'm German and English.
She only talks for about like 60 seconds longer. Let's get through it.
Okay.
School, not a single student was found to be proficient in math or reading
Screenshot.
in 2016. The single motherhood rate in the Black community, which was at 23% in the 1960s when my grandfather was coming up, is at a staggering 74% today. I am
Is it really 74%?
There are more black babies born. There are more black babies aborted than born alive in cities like New York, and you have Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo lighting up buildings to celebrate late-term abortions. I could go on and on. My point is that
generations of men raised by women
does not do any of those things that I just brought up. Democrat policies did. Let me be clear. The hearing today is not about white nationalism. Or
you know what's wrong with this milk?
God damn it! You interrupted at the wrong time. This is her Shoryuken of the entire speech.
I was to say, she's getting good.
Which is at 23% in the 1960s when my grandfather was coming up, is at a staggering 74% today. I'm guessing there will be no committee hearings about that. There are more black babies born. There are more black babies aborted than born alive in cities like New York, and you have Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo lighting up buildings to celebrate late-term abortions. I could go on and on. My point is that white nationalism did not do any of those things that I just brought up. Democrat policies did. Let me be clear. The hearing today is not about white nationalism or hate crimes. It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of a Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy. They blame Facebook, they blame Google, they blame Twitter. Really, they blame the birth of social media, which has disrupted their monopoly on minds. They called this hearing because they believe that if it wasn't for social media, voices
the
like
body
mine
language is
never
amazing.
exist, that my movement Blexit, which is inspiring black Americans to leave the Democrat Party, would have never come about. And they certainly believe that Donald Trump would not be in office today. Looking at the next thing to focus on now that the Russian collusion hoax has fallen apart. What they won't tell you about the statistics and the rise of white nationalism is that they've simply changed the data set points by widening the definition of hate crimes and upping the number of reporting agencies that are able to report on them. What I mean to say is that they're manipulating statistics. The goal here is to scare blacks, Hispanics, gays, and Muslims into helping them censor dissenting opinions, ultimately into helping them regain control of our country's narrative, which they feel that they lost. They feel that President Donald Trump should not have beat Hillary. If they actually were concerned about white nationalism, they would be holding hearings on Antifa.
Wow, these people cannot wait for her to be done. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I don't like Candace Owens that much. That's why I had to pause everybody and tell them to shut up. But that right there, that was her showing up to the House of Representatives and being like, Shoryuken!
Yeah, making everybody uncomfortable.
It wasn't even that. It was Shinku Hadouken! Or maybe Vash would be more happy with her going Kamehameha all over the House floor. Right? Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, she just...
I mean, there's really no point for us to do podcasts anymore, Ryan. I mean, she said it all. We just play that on loop for 3 hours twice a week.
She just fucking dick punched the Democratic Party, and the best part about it was she goes on, she makes a few more points, but let me see if I can get to this part where nobody ever tried to respond to her except for one Republican senator who was just like, you talk to conservatives all the time. Do you ever get hate? No, man, conservatives love me. Of course, because she's making the point, things are driven more along ideological lines than racial lines.
Mr. Biggs.
That's not it. I know who it is. It's this fucking...
Tema, there's a bunch of people they cut to who really don't like what she's saying. Even in their best attempts to hide their body language, you can hear them internally screaming.
We was Kangs!
Where's the Asian guy?
These people are like, oh my God, she's saying all of the things. God damn it. So good.
Muslims.
Juicy.
The only thing that she needed to say otherwise was we was Kangs.
Here it is.
Funding to that program.
Wait.
The ADL has...
That was the guy.
He's jumping around.
I should have gotten timestamps.
Are there some good? There's got to be some good responses to that.
Nope. Nobody says a fucking goddamn word to her.
Really?
Young man.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. It was a really short exchange, so I'm gonna stop it. The other part of it, which would be a great thing for you guys to clip together for your show tomorrow night. The only other part about it is Senator Liu, some Asian Democrat, was like she played that clipped video of Candace Owens responding to a question about nationalism,
Mm-hmm.
and she was basically just saying like Hitler wasn't a nationalist the way she sees it, right? Because her idea of nationalism is like your fruition stop at your border and you take care of the people that are citizens of your country. And she said Hitler didn't do that. Like if that was really the case, then we wouldn't have so much of a problem with Hitler. But anyway, they clipped that up just to take the worst parts of it, and he played the video in front of the microphone in front of everybody. And then she went on her fucking rampage saying, not only do you take me out of context, but, like, you're a disgusting person for doing it. And, like, she kind of interrupted a little bit. But they said, no, it's only fair you brought her up and she's in front of us that you should let her respond to the accusation. Because she was bringing it up against... Yeah, she was bringing it up against... the senator was asking the question to the leader of the ADL. And even the leader of the ADL was like... Well, yeah, I think that, you shouldn't be ever talking that way, right? Because Hitler liked dogs, and you should never talk about liking dogs, or else you might get associated with Hitler. So I'm really scared of that kind of rhetoric. But I think Miss Owens distanced herself. So even the leader of the ADL was like, I know better than to sit here with her right next to me and feed into that question without acknowledging that it was bullshit.
She should have been plenty prepared for that, because that back when that happened, I think we covered it on Insomnist, like everybody did. But
she was.
She was. Even if she didn't see that coming, she should have been well prepared for that, because that was bullshit when they did it 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and that was bullshit this time.
Yeah, I don't have the timestamps of this video. The only reason I wanted to play it's been on my mind for so long, and ever since I watched it earlier this afternoon. All right, wait, hold on.
Taylor says actual nationalism. She's not wrong. I'm not so sure about that. I think you can be. Hitler was an imperialist, I think would be the word.
Hold on.
Yes,
but I think you could be both. I think you could be a nationalist and want to conquer the whole world. But he was probably.
Wait.
Yeah, I think it was probably both.
Timmy gave me the link. This is the response.
I guess it's neither here nor there. But.
This is the response to Lou, where he like, God, she did a good job of making him look like the evil fucking racist guy.
That Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not.
Well, maybe if Ted Lieu could pay more attention to the fucking facts instead of grandstanding up there like he does every time we hear from him.
Yeah, she's getting her ass kicked right now.
It's not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee.
Yeah.
The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Well, hopefully we'll have some of that to cover on Insomnist tomorrow.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee.
I guess we'll see.
Right, I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and go for a cigarette.
That's not what I said at all.
Oh,
you didn't listen to what I said.
Nikes. Vash is a stealthy bastard.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2
I can't hear what she's saying.
And he purposefully extracted.
Yeah, I can't put it on my circle.
The question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler.
Bah. Well, we just watched that anyways.
Was returning to whether or not I believed that Hitler was whether or not I believed in nationalism and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot.
Yeah, so the biggest part of it is Mr. Liu believes that black people are too stupid and will not pursue the full clip, and he was unbelievably dishonest, and he's deeply offended, or she's deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me. Like, going on, just saying, like, the fact that you just took that little snippet, and then she pivoted it to, it's the same thing you guys do to things Donald Trump says. Which is true. Like, that is objectively true. There's enough to criticize Donald Trump over that's factual. It's amazing how many times they have to make up bullshit to criticize Donald Trump.
This is true.
Thanks, Timo, by the way.
Thank you.
Anyway, so...
Fuck yeah!
Hold on, I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
We're getting all political and shit, man.
Yeah, well, so, there's no gaming news, but that was literally the news for the day. And I when she went off like that, I was just like, holy fucking shit. It's like the worst nightmare of the Democrats. A black woman bitching at them.
I know, it's great. It's great. I love when they cut to a couple of their faces, man. It was so good. Just seeing them
so there was,
like I said, their discomfort.
When the conservative actually got the floor and decided to ask Candace Owens some questions, it was like 30 minutes later, and it said, it seems like after your last disposition, people on the left got a little bit uncomfortable and didn't want to say anything to you. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about what happens when you go to conservative rallies. And you're like, I get treated with nothing but respect. Everybody, like, people love me. Like, I've never had an issue with conservatives, right? I don't see a white nationalist movement in conservative movements because unlike Democrats who just make excuses for their racists, like, Ilhan Omar, the Republicans have had to play by Democratic rules, and anybody that steps out of line, they all have to condemn it.
Yep.
Right?
Anybody, they all just jump on and said that was wrong, and I disavow.
Disavow. Horrible.
Unbelievable. But,
just miserable. Miserable.
Right?
Yeah. So I was thinking we could do we could take a few minutes out of each show and go around and see if any of you guys have played any new games lately that you could recommend to other people.
Oh, I actually did.
Or not recommend.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. Somebody else.
Well, I figured while you were using the restroom, we could start.
Okay, new game, or does it have to be new, or does it just have to be a game that I could recommend?
Anything that you think is.
If you are bored, have Steam, and have about $5 to blow, you could purchase yourself a copy of Civilization 3 complete.
Oh yeah. Now, aren't they up to version 6 by now? Why would we go back to 3?
Because it's $5. Yes, sir. It is cheap, but it is good. I mean, yes, you could definitely play the newer ones. But I mean, if you have never played it, it's a civilization building game. It's like Sim City from back in the day, but on a more massive scale.
Okay.
I guess. I don't
Isn't
know.
It turn-based?
Yeah, you're talking about Civ. That's the game where it's always one more turn.
Yeah,
one more turn,
one
more turn. Before you know it, it's your 77th birthday. Your fucking grandchildren are taking care of you. You're on your deathbed, and you're still playing the same fucking game you started 80 years ago.
In fact, I was playing it Wednesday, listening to the Insomnists, and I don't think they realized I was there the whole entire stream, which I was. But I was just playing Civ 3. I literally listened to the whole entire stream and then realized I was an hour and a half, 2 hours late needing to get my ass to bed. I was like, oh, fuck, I ain't getting no sleep tonight, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was half joking about us doing a Civ stream, but it's one of those things well, you better wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning and be ready to be online until about 3 in the morning.
Maybe with the 4 of us or 3 of us can find sync our vacation times and do as long as a stream.
I'm gonna have to take vacation off of work in order to do that stream. That's how ridiculous games go.
Yeah, I'm good with it like that.
How about you, Vash?
What?
You played anything lately that you want to tell people about or warn people against?
Oh God, that Antifa game? No.
That Antifa game was
both recommend and warn simultaneously on those games.
I mean, actually, you know what? No, it's the opposite. Hold on, what was that fucking Antifa Game Jam? That's what we covered the last show.
Yep, Antifa Game Jam.
Antifa Game Jam. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Play all their games. They're fucking terrible.
They are.
Not only
the best.
The left can't meme, and it can't make video games either.
No.
What do you know?
Yeah,
but I mean, to be serious, I gotta say, if you guys like those point and click adventure games, There's one called like Deponia. You can just search up Deponia and you'll find it. But it gives like that reference of like the Curse of Monkey Island. If you've ever played that point and click, it has that type of humor. It's really quirky. I've honestly like spent an entire day playing it, and I was like, all right, now it's time to actually do some shit. And I'm like, oh shit, it's night out. Like, well, fuck. Here I was trying to figure out this fucking puzzle.
It sounds like the good old days playing freaking 007 GoldenEye with a couple buddies. Go in, hang out in the room. We have all the amenities we could need. You know, we have a freaking buddy had a mini fridge in his room and the bathroom connected to it, so we were set. We ended up playing that for 37 hours straight.
Hours and hours and hours. Yep.
Yeah, 37. We walked out, and buddy's dad's like, "Holy fuck, you guys are alive!" It's like, yeah. And I'm like, looked at him. I'm like, I probably should get home. He's like, oh yeah, I called your parents, said you're staying the weekend. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's Sunday. I'm like, I came over. It was what? It was Friday. He's like, yeah, you guys been in there for a while. It's like, I'm going home.
That was like me on Smash Brothers. Man, I played the shit out of Smash. I mean, I'm not good at it anymore, but
right. Oh god, it's like Tony Hawk. Dude, I used to be so good at that game back in the day. And nowadays, I suck. I can't even barely do it. And it's like, well...
Oh, no, I can still grind like a boss on that game. But that's about it.
Yeah, so when it comes to being good at video games, here's the way I really look at it. I remember back in the day when I was a hyper-competitive gamer. I even reached what would be like, these days close to the peaks of what it means to be a gamer. In fact, I'm pretty sure, my Counter-Strike team, where they ranked in the world, we would have been sponsored and make some money, and thank God we weren't, because I think I would have fucking blown off even more years of my youth had that been an option for me. But, I could probably be good at a video game again, despite my age, if I was willing to put in the kind of fucking time I used to put into video games. Like, Jesus Christ, those League of Legends professionals... They're playing League of Legends for 10 hours a day. I would rather
fucking stop.
I would rather go to work.
Non-stop.
Like back in the day, yes, that used to be possible for me and I used to enjoy that, but I do anything for more than 4 hours at a time, I'm probably gonna get bored.
Yeah.
No, like for me, I still play League and I still teach people how to play.
I don't care how hot she is, after 4 hours, man, I'm spent. Leave me alone. I want to make a sandwich and watch Netflix.
He actually wants to watch Netflix and chill, not quote unquote
games
Netflix and chill.
There's a couple games that I can still play for more than 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, like more relaxing games, not these high-strung fucking competitive games like I used to.
No.
Yeah, like this wasn't one more turn. This was like you get done with your League game and you're just like, let's go back in queue. Let's get back in queue. What's your problem? Let's get back in queue.
Oh god, no. I like games where I can stop playing, just take my hands off the keyboard and watch a movie and not pause the game or do anything. Just my character just standing there and oh, that's right, I was playing this game. And then go back to playing it. And literally nothing really has changed. It's just have more resources now.
Yeah, so I could still do that, and that's part of the reason I don't play massive multiplayer online games anymore, because all of them, all they require is a time sink, and I could totally just find myself just draining a whole bunch of time into leveling up and whatnot, and doing what you're seeing. I just put on a movie while I go grinding and do some boring quest or whatever. And I just keep going, because there's no end, right? But I'll chase that carrot.
Yep.
I'll chase that carrot. It just goes around and around on the track. You can never quite get to it, but I'll keep chasing.
Yeah, that used to just be beating the game. I remember back during the NES days, I used to play Super Mario Brothers for so much, and finally one day we beat it, or one of the first games I ever bought, Metroid. I don't know how long I played that game before I finally beat it, and it was like a grind. But now that's there's very few games that have really a clear ending.
Here's the thing. We talked about this before. That's being spoiled. There's tons of games like that, and they're all indie games made in the retro tradition.
Excel. So
What?
I just
there are still games with endings. That's true.
Like Hyper Light Drifter.
What'd you do, Monkey?
I just noticed in our the notifications for the channel, those the comments from not too long ago from
the other Knights of the Coffee Table.
Yeah, I just
no, I brought that up the other time, and then didn't I reply to the guy? Did I not?
Yeah. So it's on. First 500 done.
No,
I'm
but
gonna have
then
to
he
overly
said,
shield this.
But then the guy he went on a wait. Hold on. Now I gotta
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Wait, didn't I read that? There's another Knights of the Coffee Table on YouTube that has like 2 subs.
And 16 now. Yeah, but their content is like 3 to 4 months old.
Oh,
not even. It's 2 months old. Yeah, we're older than them, actually.
Yeah,
so.
hold on. Let me.
Oh, we are.
I think so.
Let me go to the.
At least our name, or us as a collective, what the name is. The channel may not be actually.
Are you talking about this guy with 15 subs?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking dick.
Yeah. All right. So this guy replies back. Knights of the Coffee Table said, "Well, this feels awkward," and I looked at his channel and whatever. So I replied, "Indeed, first to 500 subs changes their name." Question mark. Tongue out face. And then he responds back all seriously, "Man, I wouldn't want to force you to change your name because it seems like you put genuine effort into this."
Cool.
I don't want to fight you because I'm afraid I would whoop your
ass. I would just stop reading and said, "Cool, thanks, bye."
And obviously,
whatever, that was your only chance.
I wouldn't want you to force us to change
I'm
ours.
fucking serious,
dude. A lot of rebranding across all the sites that are in our sphere: Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, etc., and creation of new assets.
All that rest of the noise is just him trying to make himself feel better.
But it looks like you put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm sure you didn't copy us, so I don't think it was malicious or anything. When I came up with the name around 3 years ago, I checked, see if anybody had the same thing. So 3 years ago, they got 37. It's cool. We're at a good pace to win that battle. But a few weeks later, I found I was inadvertently standing in your shoes, and a D&D group had come up with it. Oh God, yeah, great. It's not that clever. It was just something. Yeah, I knew it wasn't. I never thought it was.
How about the first one to register for articles of incorporation wins?
Yeah, well, no, like
since that's literally the only thing that
I was like,
in court.
None of us are making money off of this, so we're good. But it's like maybe there can be a third option. Again, I haven't exactly explored your work, so I don't know if exactly you investigate after. But perhaps we can join our 2 houses. After all, we are Knights of the Coffee Table, not Knight of the Coffee Table. In fact, that's the whole thing behind my channel, how I came up with the name. Actually, I don't have any
is a single knight?
Yeah, no. We are Knights, not Knight. No, like nothing this guy's saying. Like I have no ill will. Like I know it seems like I'm making fun of him, but it was a kind of funny interchange that he went so long. I established the group because
I just
at the time
the
there was a dearth of the gaming commentary video shows that focus on multiple hosts and cooperative gameplay. If you'd be interested in such a partnership, feel free to reach out. I can provide details. Blah blah. Hey dude, it's cool. I don't actually want anybody to change their names. We're just gamers. Feel free to join our Discord and have a chat. We're always looking forward to more nights. That's all I said. Kept it real short, but this dude wrote a fucking a heartfelt essay. And
I know.
I think he meant it. He might have just been jello that we just randomly got more subs than he did, even though we have no subs. We're basically nobody's on the internet.
You know how many stone monkeys were out there? That's why I ended up being. I was like, fuck, they're stone monkeys. I'm like, I'm gonna be Stone Monkey Productions.
Army of the
That's my original name, and there's nobody. That was it. It worked.
That's how simple it would be. It's like I could be like Knights of the Coffee Table Productions. That's all I have to do is add to the end.
Dude, da-da-da-da.
You have to do that. You have to take the 12 Monkeys logo and do Army of the Stoned Monkeys and
the Knights
of the Coffee Table. No. We can be the kings of the coffee table.
No. We are. This is my goal. Lost.
I don't want to be no king. Shit.
No. I've said this before, but this is what we're gonna be. We're gonna be the Los Tejas Knights of the Coffee Table from the Order of the Church of Jesus Christ is not a bitch made nigga.
That's our official title.
That's our official title.
The Knights of the Coffee Table. It's like Knights of the Round Table. It's colloquial. It's not the official name of our
Yeah, it's the short name of our little sect that's part of the Los Tejas Order of the Church of Jesus Christ is not a bitch me nigga.
Right.
Like there could be more. There could be more groups in the Order of Jesus Christ is not a bitch me nigga in Los Tejas.
Yeah,
exactly. We should have more. Why don't we have more? Let's do it.
Well, there might be. We just don't know about them because they're secret.
It's true. Yeah.
Just like
well, no, like we're somewhat we're trying to be a little bit public, but that's just to like, just knowing that our existence is out there deters evildoers from infringing on Los Tejas in the church.
Because we will fuck you up.
Supervillain that decides to get crazy, which is why we're necessary.
Do not piss us off, or early morning JF will stab you with Z knife.
I don't know, man. Like a lot of people have it caught on, but people don't really understand how much power we actually have. Like I was just talking to Dolph Griffin's stream, who is currently interviewing my AI that I programmed to take over YouTube, named Tom Penoid. Multiple times on stream, even the AI admits, anytime I ask him, he's like, "Yep, it's all programmed by you." Like I got the bot up in the background, I could show you, but I can't give away that kind of technology.
Damn,
it's very dangerous. And if I showed people,
man,
if I showed people somebody that had just the right amount of technology experience would eventually develop Skynet, and I'm not ready for the robots to take over the world. Not yet.
You're speaking crazy.
Exactly, we do not want that just yet.
Silicon Valley wants that shit.
Yeah, fuck them.
Indeed, they can eat an ass.
They can come to Los Tejas and take it from our cold dead hands. After they fight through the waves of Pablos.
Pablo.
On that note, I'm hoping while I'm on vacation, AP has his next stream, and I'm really hoping that I'm just off, and I can invite all my friends to an online watch party, and we're gonna stream snipe it, but we're gonna let everybody in on the stream snipe.
That'd be cool if AP
it'll be a big party
on his stream of you sniping his stream. And
no,
we'll a hole in the space-time continuum. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, we need to. If anybody can, freaking, we need to be donating out there to Patrice, man. She needs a little bit of monies to keep a roof over her head.
What's up, Karen Marie?
She's well gang.
Thanks for joining. Man. I didn't know that there was a thing going on, but I joined.
I forgot.
I joined that the YouTube and I hit the subscribe. So now I can't immediately unmute and go live with her, but I'm in. Oh wait, it already happened. All right, well I'm subscribed.
Sweet.
I'm there. I mean, I see a picture of somebody wearing a fucking All Hail Blue Whale shirt. I gotta show the love. It's kind of weird. It's like, so the way things happen, you would think Los Tejas and Gulf City were rival factions, but it turns out that you just have a whole bunch of people roaming freely between the two cities. They're
just two different places. Not sure if they're in the same dimension or not, but they both exist.
Someday we'll
one day we may find the answer to that, but
someday we'll give it. Maybe the two cities will merge together like Dallas and Fort Worth, and become and become basically two parts of a whole.
Wait, are you telling me we were going to see docking happening?
You never know. Stay tuned.
That would be amazing, bro. Sunrise, let's dock, bro.
Let's do it, bro. Hey, man, if it gets us some subscribers.
And by dock, I mean, isn't that where we put our bongs together and then end up taking bong hits?
Yeah. What were you talking about?
Also, the other thing I would say is the first person to get monetized should have the name.
Dude, I don't give a shit about the name. It's not even changing. Yeah, he's going back to what the other Knights at the Coffee Table commented on.
When he decides to look into what it takes to take a name away from somebody on YouTube, he'll give up.
Yeah, I know he doesn't want to take the name away. I was the one that kind of brought that up. Yeah. He just said, "Well, this was awkward." I just made a snarky comment. He doesn't want to do it. I'm just waiting for him to show up in our chat and talk to us.
That'd be dope as shit, dude.
There's a gang of random selves out there. I don't give a fuck. I actually think it's better because it makes it harder to find me.
Yeah, for real.
Goddamn Ryan.
I don't give a fuck what any of them are doing. I'm going to do everything that I want, and everybody can fuck off. That's how it's always been.
By the way, Ryan, how do you feel about Sinrise's fiery face?
Fiery face. He looks like one of those fucking things from Zelda.
A ghost. What are they called? Those flying skull things? Yeah,
I forgot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This was me. Like,
it might just be a Stalfos head. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I officially was on vacation as of 4:30 p.m. So I got home and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make some more assets, and I only made like 2.
Well, it's not.
I made this what is basically a GIF of Asriel from Diablo 3, and then some dumb picture of Sinrise on fire.
Fuck yeah!
Because I opened my mouth.
Yeah, he was like, I don't like that picture with the big head. And it was
not
like,
what I said.
All right.
I said at least, and my head looks a little bigger than the other ones. And the next thing I knew, I'm a giant flaming skull.
Which I think was the only appropriate response to what you said. So I'm guessing you're happy, and you're just like, that's better.
It's fine.
You made an improvement,
dude. I'd be down with that, Sinrise, if I was you.
It's called a bubble. Is the name of that enemy? I forgot, or at least it was in Zelda 2.
Oh,
is that right? Were they always called that?
Zelda 2? You mean?
I can't.
The Adventure of Link.
Yeah. I don't.
Highly underrated.
A lot, but I can't remember much about it.
Unpopular opinion.
the side scroller where every time you went into a town, you had to talk to a bunch of people.
I know.
Yeah, and then you get your dick stuck in the little red building.
So
you get drunk with the old guy, and then you go in and get a blowjob from the chick, and she revives your health.
Forgettable, except for the fact that it was vastly different than the first game.
Yeah, see, the thing was when I was a kid, like, I remember being 5 years old and playing Zelda, and being 7, and then the other one coming out, and it was Mysterious. I didn't realize that Mysterious was just like bad convoluted game mechanics, but I was still just like, oh, I made it to a new city. What does she have to say? Oh, wow. Cool.
The same stupid shit.
Yeah, it was such a weird game. And I played through the whole thing, I know. But...
See, I played the second one first, and then played the first one years later, and was like, oh, now I see what everybody bitched about.
Karen Marine has a question that I can answer a definitive no, but I want to postulate to all of you. Have any of you heard of the School of UMA?
I mean, University of Maryland?
No idea.
Pretty sure that's not what he's talking about. I'm just going to take a wild guess that it has nothing to do with the University of Maryland.
If I was thinking about nerd shit, I'd say Ultimate Masters, because that's what that UMA stands for in that world, but that's probably not it.
Apparently we're probably just terrible nerds for not knowing what the School of UMA is.
Medical?
Apparently it's an ultimate medical academy that's permanently closed.
Well, maybe the one next to you is permanently closed on maps.
No, this is on Tampa. It's in Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
training for medical
it's not even nerd stuff. It's IT. Okay. All right.
So yeah, go for it.
No, I support.
Like how to like fix an MRIs and shit.
No, I support. Yeah, so I support the idea. Like, honestly, I think we need more of that to get more medical professionals that can do things that are specialized instead of making everybody go through 8 years of medical school to become doctors.
Right.
Like, we have more doctors than we need, and less people that can just go tell you have the flu, take this, go home.
We need less doctors and more nanites.
that would help as well.
Well, it's gonna fix everything.
I like nanites. There's the best.
I'm telling you, man.
Doc is still going with Tom P. Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, Tom P. It's Tom P, bro. Tom P can just, Tom P can talk.
I know. Well, so do you remember whenever we first joined and started trolling? They were like, "We're only going to go for another 15 minutes. Does anybody have any questions?"
Yeah.
And they're still going.
An hour later.
This is literally an hour later. Like no, an hour. No, it's like it's an hour and 10 minutes later.
What are they talking about?
1 hour.
It's cool. It makes me not feel bad about making a new scene for Nights at the Coffee Table that needs a little bit of help, and not even thinking about what we're going to talk about tonight. I didn't even look into it. I was like, yeah, whatever. We're just going to go live. We'll see what happens.
Dude, it's working out pretty good. Just BS and dude, that's how that's how we used to do it
Yeah,
anyways.
so we end up fucking doing that anyway. It's the same way with Tom P's channel. In fact, I congratulate you and Ryan. Ryan, I think a lot of this has to do with you. Is you actually go through and find everything, you like bullet point it out, and like you say, here's in order of preference of what we're going to cover.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I think you just looked at a particularly like detailed document one day. I mean, we do order it, but I don't really take a lot of notes anymore.
Yeah, well, like the notes. Yeah, the notes are kind of a waste of time. But just saying, here's topic 1, media A and B for topic 1. Here's topic 2. Just saying, like that amount of structuring is well more than I do.
Oh, well, thanks. There's way too much shit goes into it.
No. So, like, on Peanut's channel, for example, we used to do that. We tried it first to just be like, okay, here's this video, and this is what we're going to cover and whatnot. It never worked out. Especially with taking call-ins and whatnot and the way Pinoid is. We're like, okay, it's more like, here's a bunch of shit, and we're going to start off talking about this and just see where things take us. And if we run out of steam, we drag one up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we just drop shit if like stuff literally just goes to the wayside if we don't get to it.
Yeah, we do have leftovers every once in a while, but
you guys go for goddamn fucking 3 hours.
Yeah, we don't. You know what? We don't mean to, and we talk about working on that sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
well, I mean, I can't go super fucking late at night. Like Sunrise and I have like opposite fucking schedules. Wednesday night, like I'm fucking done, like at 9:30 Pacific.
Well, we can always just do fewer topics.
God, but there's so much bullshit in this fucked up world.
So I'm saying, man, I mean, you have a lot of control over it. So.
You know what, though? I am getting better at just letting some shit go. I'm like, oh my god.
All right.
Fucking.
All right. Take Monday right after Fright Power Hour for 1 hour.
You know,
and then,
maybe shorter ones on Tuesday and Thursday wouldn't be so bad, but God, I would be just fucking like around the clock working on it.
It would be good. Like if you had like a set time limit, like it has to be an hour show, you just gotta fit what you got into that.
Yeah,
I think that in itself will make the show better. Just because you have to be more careful about what you pick.
Yeah, but a lot less shit happens like over the course of 2 days. Because every time we do a show, it's been like 4 fucking days of.
Well, it'll be a shorter. It'll be a shorter show anyway. So
like, and I'm not saying this is a good thing because sometimes it's an awful thing. But you've seen like, you know, me and Sunrise, even you know each other. So I go in there, you get into a topic, and I just start bullshitting about it. Eventually, you're on a tangent, and you're like, 30 minutes of your showtime has gone by, and you haven't even gotten past like the second video.
I was gonna say we could do like 2 or 3 topics and have probably enough, and like a backup in case.
Yeah, well, I do kind of try to tailor it and like pick different things based on it. Sunrise, you can take this the wrong way if you want. I won't do like, okay, for example, TYT did this video about they're reacting to Tucker saying that toxic masculinity is in charge of global warming, and they did this fucking big ass soy filled fucking milady goddamn stupid shit over on TYT about how feminism is necessary, and I'm like, all right, well, that's a good one, but I know if I pick that, like, it's gonna be hard. Like, Sunrise is gonna get fucking wound up, and we're gonna go for a long fucking time. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm like not only am I kind of like that, but you have to realize you think Sunrise is bad. Look at who I'm dealing with. Like, it's his channel, you can do what he wants, but yeah, like Tom P's gonna hold that on a channel. Like, if something like gets his blood boiling, he's gonna go on for an hour, and then he's gonna go on 90,000 tangents in between that.
They work good together though. Like that, I was gone a couple weeks ago, and then they hooked up and did the Insomnus on. I think it was Saturday, and they made it work. It was good.
Yeah, it's a thing that can work. It just doesn't work if you're trying to make the most informative live stream possible.
Yeah. I think having a time limit would be healthy for us. Certainly would be for me, just to be aware. Hey, every word you say is burn enough time, as opposed to we could just keep going.
No, I know. How you do it.
As long as we want.
No, hold on. I know how you do it. Speed rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have articles and you have a clock playing, and you're like, we're gonna read the article, and it's gonna take 60 seconds, and we're gonna talk about it for 3. And then when time runs out, we just end our thoughts and go to the next one.
I mean, that's a good idea. It's funny though, the actual reading of the article doesn't take near as much time as it seems. Because I thought, but Ryan's timed it, and it's not that long. So
yeah, it's the
I've got a
commentary.
Is what chews up the time. It just doesn't seem like it for some reason.
Yeah, I have a word counter.
Hold on, Ryan. You probably will agree with this. What really sucks is when you're reading an article, and then the conversation in the middle of the article gets so deep and kind of off topic that going back to finish the article seems like futile.
Yeah, I'm very guilty.
Like there's no point in even finishing the article. I was like, next topic.
Like we'll finish it. Like we'll read some of it and then start talking about it, and then the rest of the article is what we just said, basically. Sometimes.
I know. Yeah, that happens a lot. But that's why sometimes if we really wanted to prepare, we'd read the article first and then just pull a couple of pieces from it and read those and then spend the rest of the time talking.
So honestly, like what a lot of the times I try to do on the stream is to be a little bit like Insomnus, where it's just like, here's the news articles for the day and we're going to cover them. The thing is I went on and looked at like the gaming news articles and everything was like, meh. Like nothing that cool happened. Like, oh, EA's gonna lay some more people off here soon, most likely. Like we already talked about that like 2 weeks ago.
Kotaku got bought out. Ooh.
All right, yeah, actually that's a decent story. Gizmodo got bought out, but there's not enough
Gizmodo too.
Yeah, there's not enough information about like what the future of Kotaku is gonna be for me to really say anything. Like I would have to hear the decision of Gizmodo of what they're gonna do with Kotaku before I talk about it.
I don't even know what those words mean.
I will hire any female journalist at Kotaku, $15 an hour.
If it has something to do with journalism, like
damn, bro, that's not
whatever
bad.
It is, fucking
pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good wage right there.
Yeah, well, it's labor intensive. It's planting tulips.
There's a good chance.
Oh, jeez, man! Dude, I'll come do it.
If they apply
I'll find you some women's. Don't worry, bro.
If
they can plant them tulips on this dick.
If they apply to be on my
Holy
YouTube,
shit! I find you some women's.
If any of those women from Kotaku applied to be on my YouTube channel, I would tell them to learn to code.
Hell yeah, I need to learn to code.
And then I would get banned for the internet for being a white supremacist.
Actually, that's my plan. I'm gonna learn to code because as a white man, I can't find a good job, so I'm gonna have to go learn to code to get decent money.
Dude, I used to sell a lot of stuff on Amazon, and a fucking Vice journalist bought this pair of shoes from me one time.
Look, these days you don't even have to learn hard programming languages. You can learn programming languages like what I know and make good money.
Yeah. Dude, she was the biggest fucking cunt that I've ever dealt with. You don't have to
learn a real programming language. You could do Zelda's.
Yeah, SQL and like fucking like Microsoft Basic and DAX. Like that's all I.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I know, and I'm pretty good at it, and nobody in my company understands what I do, so I get overpaid. Actually, technically, I'm underpaid based on my qualifications, but I think the reason it says that is because nobody knows what these people are actually doing. Like it's not like a warehouse where if you have these skills, right? If you're like good at like moving boxes and working a warehouse, they're just constantly like pump out more fucking boxes, man. Like pick more items or some shit. It's like you have these skills and you can do stuff, and they're like, "Oh, here's a project for you. How long do you think it's gonna take?" And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I could probably get that done in a day. So I'm like, 2 weeks. And they're like, all right, fine, you got 2 weeks, let's go. Perfect. I thought it was going to be longer than that. Like, Sinrise, are you like? Do you have any sympathy for what I'm saying? Like, have you been in that position?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I have to estimate every single task.
Whenever I did,
actually, here's the rule of thumb, Sinrise. Every time somebody asks me how long it thinks it's going to take me to do something, I take the actual amount of time in hours, round it up to days, and multiply it by 2. No, you think that's like cheating the systems because oftentimes, but it's just like because you set the expectations is what's super important. Because if you say, like I've like in my early days, like man, like because I was like super hyper confident in my skills, which is true. I still am. I'm super hyper. Yeah, that's Vash roboting badly, Taryn. I'm super hyper confident in my skills, but there's times where I've said that and like I ran into a problem that was beyond my control, and then people ask me why it's not done yet.
Yeah, that's like damn near everything I do. But my company, or soon to be my former company, we do agile task management. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, my company.
Everything's broken down into little tasks, and then given statuses, and you estimate each one. And it's kind of hard to overestimate things because they you see numbers for everything. So like what a task that is similar to another one, you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very I don't know, everything's more under a microscope, I guess. They don't just trust what you say, how long, you know what I mean? And but it works that way better because you're working on tiny pieces at once, right?
Yeah.
So like I work on one module, on one aspect of one panel, and that's an actual task that has a status and a time and an estimate. And that all gets like aggregated into this thing. Apparently it's a better way to work. I don't really know because
I'm talking about CBs
in very many well-organized companies like that, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, my department's not nearly that organized. In fact,
neither is mine, but they jump through their hoops anyway. It's one thing to employ that, and another one to embrace it fully and take advantage of it, and they have yet to quite do that.
This last year, because they actually hired some full-time people, and they're like, yeah, these people are going to stick around, and I trust they're sticking around. I've actually been less productive than I have any other year I've been there, and a lot of it is because these people they don't have the competency level that I do, and I'm just sitting around being like, okay, like I'm not gonna go just take everything that comes by and just do it. I'm just letting them do it, and then they come ask me questions. And I've actually told that to my boss, and she's totally fine with it. And it's like, that's the only way people learn. And they're like, well, how did you learn? And I was like, well, I just kind of self-taught myself, but she kind of understood this. I'm the kind of person that didn't have to go to math class because I could learn calculus from the book.
Fuck.
Well,
God damn, Phil.
I've been working on the same boring business management software, like direct to the customer, like customized for them for the entire time I've been working for this company.
Yeah, fortunately, my customers are other people in the company. It kind of changes the dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. So. No.
Anyway, work sucks. I'm on vacation.
It's pretty soul sucking. I mean, it's a good job because I'm well paid, but it's not inspiring at all. Like, you know what I mean? And somehow that becomes more and more important the longer you do a job like that. No matter how much they pay you, but there's no way they're going to be willing to pay me what it would take to make me not give a shit anymore and just do whatever.
Hold up. You're just enough older than I am to maybe tell me about how many years I have left before I start thinking like you do. Right? Because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like in my 20s, I worked bullshit warehouse jobs and fucking played music because I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Right? Then I said, okay, this sucks. So I got my door in at a company where I started at the call center level, but there was a lot of internal promotion stuff. So I got to the point where like I'm doing the shit I went to college for, after fucking like 10 years or whatever. And then they start paying me money like way more than I ever made. Like we're talking like going from, $10 $10 an hour to $17 an hour to like, you know what, we're gonna pay you 60 grand a year to just be here and do stuff, and you're gonna have lots of leeway on your schedule and what you do, whatever. So then you get there, and I'm just like, yeah, what I'm doing is, I mean, it's kind of like we say, is it soul sucking? Maybe a little bit, but Jesus Christ, am I much happier than I was 3 years ago? Yes. So how many years of doing the same soul sucking bullshit before I turn on myself and I'm like, I don't care about the money anymore. I need something more fulfilling to fill my days.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if you
I'm 34. I'm 34 now, so like, I think I might be even like parallel on age to you, right? Like, when did you enter the real job market?
You have the advantage of having realized it already. So, if you're asking the question now, you already know the answer.
Dude, always take a pay cut for happiness. Always. Yeah. That's what I would say.
I'll take a pay cut for happiness. I'm not unhappy. Like, okay, like if somebody offered me a job, just being like, you know what?
It's not being happy or unhappy. That's something completely different.
We want you to do kind of similar to what you're doing right now, but on something that you find way more interesting than the company you work for now. Yeah. And you're going to take a slight pay cut for doing it. Like, I might do that, right? Because I would be doing, it'd be more interesting.
My thing is, I seem to realize that I really need to be creating something new all the time, or I start to go crazy. I start to like, I have this, like, I don't know what it is, but I can't turn it off. And if I don't channel it somewhere, it starts to become destructive. And like, that's part of why I started doing Insomnus and why I'm doing all kinds of other stuff, because my job, which I had fully committed to, like being completely engaged in, pouring all my creative energy into, and when that was just nothing, like a shallow fucking little trough, I'm like,
we should make
shit.
Let's make Insomnus Save My Life stickers so people can put them all over their town.
Really, it just but kind of it's kept me. It's like allowed me to kind of sit in this place and do this job and earn a good living, but also be able to do fun stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, I get that. More what I'm saying, you're gonna relate to this because you're basically at least saying something tangential to this, right? So I go to work and I'm just sitting there like, this isn't fulfilled. This is the same bullshit I've done for like fucking 3 years now. And it sucks, and it's not fun, and I'd rather be at home, even though my job's not demanding of me at all, which might be part of the reason why I get bored. But then I start remembering, like, I can still remember being 26 years old while my friends are graduating from college and getting great jobs and being unemployed and living with my parents. And then I'm just like, I look at where I'm at now, and I'm just like, you know what, this isn't that bad. Like, there might be a day, though, where I do that comparison and we're just like, that was shitty, this is still shitty, and I want to do better. It's like, I think there's going to be some time before I start thinking that way.
Yeah, I know there's a lot that contributes to that for me. So, I don't know, you got to find what scratches your itch, and eventually you'll realize that that's more important to you.
Absolutely, I spent.
It doesn't mean that you've wasted your time up until then. It just means you've changed. You know that you value different things the older you get. For some people, what scratches their itch is having enough money to go on an awesome vacation or do really cool, fun things with their friends, and like. But those things don't really do it for me. They're fun, and I like doing stuff like that. But like, that doesn't fulfill me at all, right? I have to create. I have to be building.
I'll be honest. I would be happy just fucking going to conventions and shit like that. I mean, granted, the SJWs are taking over all of that.
But that's how someone can do a quote soul-sucking job. It's because they're getting their fulfillment somewhere else. So the job isn't sucking their soul at all. It's just a means to an end, and they're finding other ways to not go crazy.
Like, I'm currently trying to pursue doing like voice acting and radio and stuff like that. Granted, where I am, I'm not fucking able to, but like I'm trying to go out into that type of field.
Well, if you got a microphone and an internet connection, you can get started.
Yeah,
I mean,
unfortunately, he doesn't have an internet connection.
Well, you don't have the bandwidth to do very solid live streaming.
By
But
the
you
way,
could,
later, Tim.
you could transfer data.
Thanks for joining.
Later.
Subbing.
All right. Take it easy, man. Who's leaving?
Atema.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, we're stopping the stream?
No, we're actually, well, I mean, we're almost done. We should go for another 10 minutes or so before we decide.
But yeah, like,
or whatever game we're going to play tonight.
Oh,
like
I gotta sneak out
the
for
job that I
cigarettes.
was in before I left, like, it was paying pretty decent money. I mean, I was able to give out donations and stuff, but it was 6 days a week, 10-hour days, and that's not really all that bad. I can do that standing on my head.
And all your nights were working or having to go to sleep whenever you got online.
Yeah, like it was every day. Like, I would go in at about 2:20, 2:30, and then I'd have to like leave at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Didn't get home till about 1:30, and then I was just going to sleep just to get up and do that all over again.
God, this reminds me, the best job I ever had was when I was in high school. I worked at the comic book store / card shop / land center. It was all 3 in one. And I got paid $7.25 an hour. And my job consisted of, I had to clean the store up, but it was mostly just like, working the register. And then if shit was real slow, I'd just be playing video games with the customers that were also paying me money. And the customers would even warn me, like, yo, wait, hey, somebody's here. And I'd get up. I'd go take care of them. So I literally got paid to be doing what I was going to be doing anyway. That's great. That's an awesome job if you're getting paid to do what you'd be doing for fun anyway. Unfortunately, those either don't pay. Those either don't pay very well, or 1% of people I think maybe can do that. No.
Like, I mean, that's why I enjoyed doing culinary. 6 years of culinary, like just cooking and shit. I love the service. I love talking to the people and
barbecue bashes.
But you don't go into that job and expecting to get rich.
If we ever hang out, you're cooking, Vash.
The real
if we ever do a meetup.
I'll fucking make a meal.
Hold on. The real strategy behind life is
I'll help you.
Get rich as fast as possible, and then when you have so much wealth that you can't possibly exhaust it all in your lifetime, go do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Now, if you can do whatever you want at the same time as getting rich, that's fine. Most people can't. I think.
Yeah.
That's why I buy shit like NVIDIA stocks from time to time.
It's pretty special to be able to do like your hobby or whatever you love and make a living. But
unless you're a trust fund baby.
I think that's the American dream more so than getting rich. It's being able to like live free and do what you love and have have a roof over your head and a meal, food and all that shit. Like getting rich is great and all, but like I'd settle for just being comfortable.
It's gonna be one of the. I mean, like I'm either doing what I love or doing something I hate, but getting rich fast as fuck so I can stop doing what I hate as fast.
But that's not how it works. That's just not reality. People, what it takes to get to that point in terms of work, I think it changes you, and you've got to have those habits. You've got to be really, really disciplined, and to get to that point, if you're not already like that, it's going to be a lot of work. And by the time you get there, you're going to be a different person.
Yep, you're right.
You're just going to keep. That's what's going to keep driving you.
I'm going to be a desk jockey for the rest of my life. I'm fine with that.
Well, you just have to be prepared to sacrifice, for what you want. And if being rich is it, then
that sounds shitty. Sacrifice is terrible. Don't do it.
Well. Always being completely consumed by money and income all the time.
Good form, be a cog in the machine. Don't listen to Sunrise.
Yeah, like the whole deal about the job that I had with the work, like with working at the wood mill. I didn't mind it. It wasn't that taxing. But at the same time, most of my job consisted of standing there and staring at nothing.
Yeah, you spend 8 or 9 hours a day just like with your thoughts to yourself, being like, I wish I was anywhere but here, but I need to make money. That's shitty. Everybody hates it, and that's what I think 90% of people have to do with their life. I don't think I don't even think the economy could like go if more.
Well, that's why for a lot of people, they, like I said, they find ways to get that out. They do things. They go on vacations. They do family stuff or whatever. They go camping.
Is it kind of like ending the stream and playing video games instead of just talking?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's very much like that.
I can do that. We've been going on for hours. Dude, Doc is still fucking talking to Tom P.
Son of a bitch.
Right? An hour and 45 minutes ago, they're like, yo, we're going to end the stream soon.
Yeah, I'm watching the chat, and they're getting into some deep conversations.
What are they talking about?
All kinds of shit. I have not
files
listened.
In space.
I'm glancing at the chat, and it's all over the place.
Yeah, all in the stream. We'll snipe it, and we'll come up. We'll pick a game.
We should do that.